And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
That's right. This week, we're going to hear about the inspiring lives of two missionaries.
During this week in Adventist history, a medical pioneer and a pioneer missionary were both born and both died. Olney Galen Place was born on March 21, 1860. He died on March 18, 1926, 3 days short of his 66th birthday. Place first graduated from the nurses' course at Battle Creek Sanitarium and then with an MD degree from the University of Michigan. He spent the next 50 years in medical work, initially back at Battle Creek Sanitarium before successively founding Mount Vernon Sanitarium in Ohio and Boulder Sanitarium in Colorado. Later, he was also superintendent of Glenwood Springs Sanitarium. But before that, Olney and his first wife, Julia, had gone as missionaries to Calcutta, India in 1897. Julia suffered badly, though, from illness, and so the Places had to return to the United States in 1901. But sadly, Julia had been fatally weakened, and she died. Olney's second wife, Ida Louise, actively supported his ministry over the next 25 years, during which Olney was one of the regular advisors of the General Conference's medical department. Eventually, though, he suffered a long and painful final illness. Ida later recalled how one night, after long hours of suffering mingled with earnest prayer, Olney told her, "I've been praying, and I have the assurance that it is all right." Olney Place was a pioneer of comprehensive medical ministry. On the 22nd of March, Edwin W. Webster was born in 1862, and in 1935, on his 73rd birthday, he passed away. Born into a spiritualist family, Edwin was converted at the age of 19, going on to study at Battle Creek College. In 1890, aged 28, he married Lucy Hale, and one daughter, Mabel, was born to them. Having worked for several years as a public evangelist, Edwin was ordained, and in 1895, the Websters went as missionaries to Trinidad in the Caribbean. After 2.5 years' service, all three contracted yellow fever. Edwin survived, but Lucy died, and she was followed soon after by Mabel. A fellow missionary sadly recorded how little Mabel was put into her coffin and carried by her own bereaved father to the grave. Webster remained in Trinidad until 1900, when he returned to the United States with his second wife, Rachel Flowers, herself a widow. For 12 years, Edwin and Rachel worked in various parts of the United States before Edwin, unhappily, was widowed a second time, aged 50. But a year later, he married his third wife, Cleora. Edwin was president of 4 conferences in the U.S., with Cleora directing the Sabbath school department in each. Edwin died in Grants Pass, Oregon, where he had ended his church career as a pastor. His life is a reminder of the sacrifices made to build up the Seventh-day Adventist Church in North America and around the world.